I'm offline. What? Well, that was weird. I immediately went live and it goes offline. Imagine that. Oh, I guess we're back now. Hello, everybody. Joining in. Hopefully, with this one here, I have enough data to at least make something. I've got about 20 hours on this here. Hello, Astro Duck. Thank you for joining. Waiting for kind of everyone else to join in here for a moment. Okay. Yeah, it said I lost a connection here for whatever reason. It said, you're offline. I was like, I just started. But yeah, I already did the stacking beforehand because for how much have data-wise, it would have took forever. So I just went and got it done and out of the way, drizzled, and all that. So we're starting fresh right off the bat of how I process things, and we're going to see how this goes. Now, here's the scary part. We're going to do an auto stretch. We're going to see what happens. Oh, wow. I forget that there's so many stars in this region here, and especially this bright one here, Capella, with a big halo. I can't really do nothing about, but the main areas I'm focusing on is right here. So you got the rice hat, you got Sh2-224, and I think this is Sh2-225. Hello, TJ. Hey, Stan. One heck of a view here. What is going on? Yeah, I only know about the Rice Hat Nebula here, like, recently from someone else doing it, but it's in Auriga. I could show you where it's located real quick. Let's see here. Good old Stellarium. So, SH2... Oh, no, that's Cepheus. We're backing over here. Riga. So, this region where I imaged was around here. SH2-224. It doesn't even show anything in Stellarium for it. But when I use with the Ronacon 135, this is the view I have for it. It's huge. It's a huge field of view. It has several nebulas that are inside this constellation here. Of course, it's not too far away from the flaming star and the tadpoles. Enable it. What do you mean by enable it? Stan, what do you mean by enable it? Oh. Yeah, it's just not really visible here. I don't really use Stellarium too much for it, but... Oh. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I'll just make myself smaller, that works. Alright, I'll go back in there. Funny enough, I actually use Nina for a lot of times for placing where I need to. Bring up Stellarium 2-bar. How about this? I can actually go into Discord. Oh, you have... Yeah, I have enabled the deep sky objects. DSSS button. And even then, I don't even think it shows it on here. Yeah, it doesn't show anything. Because it's so faint. It's such a faint target. I mean, I could barely see it in there, but yeah, that's kind of what we're working with. There's 225 I see right there, but yeah, I only know this from random finds on Astrobin. That's where I get all my targets. Try to find different things, but alright, the first thing we're gonna do, definitely after we do like an auto stretch, remove the stars. Of how many times I've told Chuck to do this every time when doing DBE. Make sure to do our large overlap and unscreen the stars. We've seen my window do weird things like that. I don't know why. Pixinsight always does this on this computer for it. But what I use the image is that right there, which I actually, luckily I just got the, I think my internet keeps popping in and out, but that's what I use. I finally got the replacement ring since the incident that happened last month where it plopped to the ground and it completely snapped my mounting that I had for it that was 3D printed. So at least we're back in action with that. And I can use autofocus again for it. And being that I 2 times drizzled, the Star Exterminator does take a little bit of a while. Because we're talking about a 12,000 pixel width image. Yes, I always remove the stars first before I do DBE, because especially in views like this, there's so many stars you can get like good areas so you don't have any issues with them. I can also see exactly how my nebula is doing too. Alright, so remove the stars. Let's move that out of the way for the moment. Wow, look at that halo. There we go. Well, there's the rice hat right there. It's still not as bright as I would want it. Man, this is still after 20 hours of data. I guess I wasn't kidding when I said I'm probably going to need about 30 or more. But yeah, in any case, let's get these gradients out. So, go over to processes, find your dynamic background extraction. And the settings I use, tolerance, I do a 2. Yeah, I'm getting rid of Capella. Also, I don't know what nebula that is over here. I'm not entirely sure. It's to the northwest of Capella. But that's out of frame. Yeah, it was hard to frame this because it can't really even, mind you. What is going on? Seems like I'm dropping and then coming back. It didn't play around the data very well. So, my settings for the model parameters, I do 2 for tolerance, 6 for shadow relaxation, and I do 0.6 for the smoothing factor. This is what I like to do as well. Under the sample generation, do the sample sizes of like 98 pixels and samples of 10. And I generate a grid so everything is pretty even. And all the points that are in a nebula, I just move them around it so it's not including it. I'll add a few points here and there, especially near the corners. Move that out of that nebulosity. Add a few more to the left side here where that gradient's a little bit stronger. So I did image some of this when the moon was kind of at a waning gibbous. So no surprise, I probably got a little bit of some moon gradient. Alright, target image, subtraction, normalize, discard background, and replace target. And this usually works flawlessly every single time. Get rid of those gradients. And boom. Voila. Besides, you know, space. Go follow the pixel map. Is it cutting in and out for you guys? For some reason, I just keep watching my connection to the internet just like die out. For whatever reason. Not entirely sure. So I'm going to add them back together. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it. It was fine beforehand, and then as soon as I start streaming, it cuts out. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm going to add the stars back in to this image. Alright, so get rid of pixel map for now. Get rid of this image because we're not going to need it. I'll keep star exterminator off to the side. Alright, next thing we're going to do is a little bit of some blur exterminator. But I used blur exterminator now twice since the new update. And what I do is do the correct only method at first. Because if I go in my corners here, especially for me using an F2 system with an APS-C sensor, look how the stars look in the corners. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And the nice part is, especially with AI4, when using the correct only, it'll fix those corners right up. I'm in the process of probably replacing this one for now and going back to my refractor because I think I'm going to have one clear night tomorrow so I can go start on the Jones-Emerson Nebula, or the Headphones Nebula, what they call it. Nice little planetary nebula. Here, I'll go grab it. 1 second. There we go. This is what I use here. It's funny enough, this is actually a camera lens. This is a camera lens that I use. It's called a Rokinon 135mm. It's 135 millimeter focal length. The objective is about 77 millimeters, but it's also can be at an f2. So it's basically a mini Raza. I use a 2600 MC Pro one-shot color camera, and I used a Optilong L Ultimate filter for it. The little mini Raza. Making sure it's secured. Oh, I have to drop my headphones. Alright. Now look how much better the stars are. A lot better than what it was for this. And that's not even stellar sharpening of the image itself. So now, after everything, we're going to start doing some color calibration. And since luckily this should already have the image solver that I need, all I got to do is go to spectrophotometric color calibration. And I already have it set and build these filters, which is the Sony CMOS, which is your regular like IR glass screen that all these cameras have, and then the curves for the L Ultimate. So all I need to do is just drag and drop that over. And I have the big giant Anguilla database. Yeah, definitely. We'll have some color shift. I will definitely admit that. I only just got this lens too, so I'm still kind of working at it. When I had the other version, the Nikon version, before the accident, I thought about trying to run it at like f4, so I don't get the shifting. Doing a color calibration. All right, we're done with that. So I can regular STF the image. All right, there we go. Nice little color calibration. I'm definitely gonna have to do a star reduction for this because this is very, very heavy star field. But then actually go back and go into Blur Exterminator, uncheck the correct only, put my PSF down to 0 pixels, and do stellar sharpening for it. I got like filters all over the place here. Also, still got an L Pro filter if anyone needs one at a good price. Since I have the L Quad. Also got this nice bad boy when I try and do images sometimes from Ascar. If I want to do some O3 and S2, have the Color Magic Duo. And of course the L Quad, which has been very nice so far. I haven't got to use it too much. I can't wait for well, asking for a friend. I don't know how much of a pain and how much it would be to ship it over to Nova Scotia for you, Stan. But I've had it listed on Astromart for $125 shipped, and still had no takers on it. All right, there we go. Those are done. So we got color calibration done. We've done Blur Exterminator. I know a lot of people right now usually do Noise Exterminator in a linear state, but I don't. I actually like Noise Exterminator is like the last thing I do. And the nice thing, at least about Noise Exterminator, is you can use it in a linear state or a non-linear state. So what we're going to do now is stretch our image. Luckily, I have 2 different ways to stretch this image already in scripts. I'm going to do it as a generalized hyperbolic stretch. See what that comes up to. And I kind of compare the two that I have to see what it's like, which I prefer. Because sometimes with generalized hyperbolic stretch, sometimes my stars get blown out, which is really annoying. Okay, so that's generalized hyperbolic stretch. Makes the background quite light. So we'll do histogram stretch linked RGB. And I can already see the Histogram one is the clear winner. What do you guys think? The darker background one or the lighter background? I know which one I would use. Yeah. Alright, so we'll get rid of that one. Left for sure. Man, that halo is something else. It looks like a bubble nebula. But yeah, we're gonna crop this thing. I think that looks good. That's a good error, so I get all of them together. Oh, that's a nice little cluster right there. I didn't really realize. Alright, so now we have that stretched. Now we're going to remove the stars again, but this time we're going to unscreen the stars. Still can't believe after 20 hours it's still this dim. That's ridiculous. Which makes me wonder, TJ, if I am getting a little bit of some shift. Yeah, I just want to get the stars out and then I can actually start playing with the background and stuff. My exposure times, 10 minutes. These are 10-minute subs. Alright, so there's our stars. We're going to rename that stars. Still crazy to me that there should be some more O3 in this than I can recall. Plus my seeing hasn't been the absolute greatest either these past 2 times. So I'm going to go into generalized hyperbolic stretch now with this. Let's see. It's linear. No. There we go. That brought it up a little bit more. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, this is a pretty faint nebula too, and also I'm using a one-shot color, so I'm already losing data as it is, but not shooting for monochrome, especially for some of these. So I'm not surprised. I might start trying this at like f4 then. Okay, so that makes it look a little bit better. So now the next thing I like to do too is start playing with some colors with a wonderful little tool known as narrowband normalization, wherever I can find it. There it is. Alright, now we're gonna go play with some colors. So there's different ones like to choose. I'm not a big fan of like the HOO images that are like this yellowish orange and blue for the O3. I'm not a big fan. This color is what I tend to like a lot, but you can also switch between like SHO images, so you still get like a little bit of some green. HSO pops up more for. I only shot this in HA and O3 anyway. You can also like boost the O3 in areas. Change what it responds to, like the lightness of the HA, but the problem is it makes it this really light color. Especially this one in particular. I don't know, which color do you guys like? This one here or the HOO one? Just gotta turn that back a little bit because it's bleeding out. Do some highlight reduction. Turn the brightness down. HSO. Let me go back and forth. Here's the HSO. And then there's the HOO. There's not really much difference, I guess, because you get like an icy blue down at the bottom here for it. Guess we'll go with HSO. Okay. So we got that underway. Now we're gonna kind of brighten up these colors a little bit here. So I use a tool that Adam Block uses under utilities. It's a color mask mod, and this is really nice too for doing your color mask, because you can use a wheel, like a color wheel, and be able to zoom in on what areas. So if like you want to adjust your reds and your oranges, it shows you right on here, so you can adjust how you want your mask. And that's pretty good right there from what I've seen. Make sure to put a blur on it and let it do its work. And you got yourself a color mask of just the reds for that. Drag that over. Actually, I need to rename this to Starless so it's not taking up my entire screen. Alright, so now let's play with a little bit of some colors here. Going over to the curves transformation. Bring out some of that saturation. Try and bring up the reds a little bit more. Something along those lines. Okay. Alright, so the reds are where I like it. Delete that mask, go back in, try and mess with a little bit of the O3 signal, try and bring that out. Which is very apparent on here. Some of those blues. Later blues. Yeah, there we go. Looks like I got more of the background that time. Which is fine because then I can try and adjust this background a little bit. Nope, that doesn't do it. Okay. Probably the best is I can get the colors right now. We definitely need to work on the background itself. So I'm going to make a range selection mask and focus it on the background. I'm trying to get it just right. The invert. I'm going to take care of the noise in the background first. Oh, let's see here. Where did my curves transformation go? There we go. Let's see what happens if I use morphological transformation. Working on this background. No, don't like that. Definitely tell the seeing was extremely bad that night when doing this. Should really backtrack from the noise. Sure, this is definitely going to be one I'm going to have to go back and continue to get more data for. I just think it's so faint. Anyway, we'll continue on. Alright, let's go work on the stars a little bit. Since there is a ton of stars, so I have all this green. I haven't modified SCNR script. I like to use, just drag and drop over. Do it for inverted and non-inverted. There we go. And sometimes, especially when I'm using the Ultimate, I like to go into the utilities. There is a script in there. It's called Correct Magenta Stars. You kind of get them as nice as possible. There's so many stars. Alright, let's see what happens when we combine them now, just to kind of see where we're at. Oh. Oh, let's see. Wow, that looks really weird with it. That tool is doing some weird things. Okay, we're going to use a different tool for the stars then to kind of reduce them out. Utilities, star reduction script. Should have a starless image. Maybe I shouldn't do it that time. I do the easy processing suite. Well, I found that this one was a little bit better to use. From Bill Blanchard. So you can also enable small star protection with it. Do it soft. Stars are kind of hard that way. Transfer method. It's definitely a trial and error thing for it. Yeah, we're just gonna go to star method. It's all good, TJ. Have yourself a good night, man. There we go. That's what it looks like reduced. Man, there is still so much. So much more exposure I gotta do for this one. It's starting to get some sort of detail out of it. Might hit it with some more noise exterminator. Yeah. What, are you trying to get into? No, you're fine. You're fine. There we go. That helped a little bit. So I'm going to take what I got here. I'll take what I got here and we'll go to Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. see if there's a TIFF file. There we go, there's Photoshop. Come on, PC. Oh. What happened to that? Oh, that's why. This was in. I saved it in the wrong format. Oops. No. I'm just going to save it as PNG. Are you good? There we go. Let's try that again. But as a PNG. I don't know what that weird thing is on the side. But we'll take care of that. Curves. Try to get a better black point. I find that sweet spot. So what it should do is enhance DSO, reduce stars. Yeah, I have some Photoshop actions I like to use as well. Oh, this made it really noisy doing that. Back up. Trying to get my black point again. There we go. See what some local contrast enhancement does. Stan, I think you're the only one still left here. Yeah, it just makes it noisy. Okay. I think there's not much more I can do with this one. Such a faint target. So I get people ask me all the time, how do I get the star spikes? It's this little plugin right here, Star Spikes Pro 4. Is it essentially cheating? Yes. In a way. Ways I can control how much I use it. Color saturations. Gotta make sure I have enough blue stars for Chuck. And I can change the angle of them. Yeah, I probably still need more data even after 20 hours. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to probably start using this at like F4. Because I'm thinking getting what TJ says is the band shift, unless I get like a just for specifically this one. Oh my god, yeah, I know, right? You can add as many specs as you want. You want to go James Webb? There you go. Actually, that kind of looks cool. Change the intensity down. Yeah, you can really crank up the saturation. He wants his blue stars. There's blue stars. Yeah, this is probably about as best as I can get for now. Which sucks. Yes, child. Means. Meow. Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh, get back here. Cat wanted to say hello, but then when I try to grab her, she just runs. Yeah, it is a nice plug-in. I forget exactly where to get it from. Star Spikes Pro 4. Pro Digital Software. And it's like really reasonable too. Oh, it was $36.95. But yeah, it is super nice. Also helps improve your stars. That's why I use it. Because it's funny because I didn't do any RGB stars and I basically have RGB stars because of it. Yeah, there's a lot of stars in this field. I gotta reduce the amount of stars in this view because whew. See what easy star reduction does for it. We're just gonna be playing around now at this point. Oh, I need to do star mass first. I forgot. That's cheating. See, this is the nice kept secret of mine. Of how to get RGB stars a lot of times when I don't feel like taking RGB stars. Is that tool. There's someone else. I actually found out about that plugin from Astro Corone. What was I doing? Oh yeah, star mask. Yeah, they're completely washing out the nebula. So I'm going to create a star mask and try that easy processing suite. Don't think I did it right. Oops. Probably because I had to click that. What? Stars reduced. Star mask. I don't know what the problem was. Ooh, there's like this weird like color gradient on that. Okay, let's try something else. We're gonna back up as far as possible here. I'm gonna go with another thing I do sometimes. Oh, come on. It's like my network card just keeps dropping. Oh, this is before I want to do the stretching. Come on, Pixinsight. Alright, we're gonna start back. So this is the HA. Get the blue and green channels. Definitely got more oxygen in the green channel, looks like, rather than a blue. Okay. Gonna be doing some combined channels here. We're trying a different method. Crap. Create new. Minimize these. This is gonna be my 03. Then I'm gonna add a luminance layer. Okay, channel combination. HA green 03. Okay. And I'm going to add the luminance layer to it. I know there's windows all over the place now. Loom. Bring it over. Whoa, where did my Pixinsight go? That was weird. Alright, let's see what happens when I add the luminance. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna take that luminance out. Oh my god. Alright, get rid of all these. Sorry, I'm not as entertaining as Chuck is. We're gonna try some custom stretching then, this time around. Generalized hyperbolic stretch. Alright, let's see what we're working with. The color channels are out of whack. What is that? Image 95. Very blue. There we go. Get it equal. Now I can go into generalized hyperbolic stretch. Ooh, what happened to it? And this is a difficult one for sure. I'm trying to get these. Reduce these stars. Nope, that won't work either. Oh boy. Nah, that's clipping it too much. Man. Still just running into the same problem. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Just not enough data for this. So this might be a to be continued version. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off to. To be continued. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night here then. Since I can't really do much else with it. Just gotta get more data. Maybe 30 hours or even 40 hours. Something on down the line. Whenever it stops raining again. So thanks everyone who came in here and learned kind of like the basis of what I do. Usually it's a better promising result, but we shall see. Deuces.